first of all thank all of the participants, all Barons who journeyed with us from Paramount Building through the streets of San Fernando and ended up here on the promenade. Let me thank all of you for once again understanding the significance of this very important day. Thank you so much. It does not matter who come or who did not come. But once you are here, understanding the significance of this event, understanding your participation as a worker to protect your term and condition, that is important. We have had many issues, comrades, many issues. But I want to tell you that it seems that we march under today, advancing the workers' agenda, even though it sounds abstract, it has everything to do with every worker in this country. In the law, as it relates to the Industrial Relations Act, and the only time you know when that law is bad is when you yourself end up before the court. And so, we have had in the past fancy lawyers employed by the state, employed by the government, employed by the PLM, taking you to court to deny you your right. The government in those of you will know that in the TNTEC situation, when we raise issues of health and safety, is they give the court and to go to contempt of court action against the workers to prevent them from raising issues of health and safety. So many workers today, they and their family would have gone to the great beyond without receiving compensation upon retrenchment. And that a company could close down today and open back up tomorrow under another name, continue to make profits, pay less than what he was paid yesterday, and continue to exploit workers, send the workers home, nothing for them, and workers continue to go begging. And we put an end to that.
Yes, we do.
An end to that. Permanent worker, union representing worker owner, that law will protect all workers in this country. No longer an employer who can find it profitable to close down today, sell your home, don't pay any type of benefits, go back up tomorrow and make profits. No. And congrats for that, for us to achieve that. I want us to understand the journey we are. I want us to understand the journey we are. Because to all of those critics, all of those social media experts, all of those people we did not see when we were seeing trouble and struggling, all of those people who did not have a voice when the PNM was beating the labor movement left, right, and center, they now have a voice. And we were crying out and telling you, stand up with us, because this is a wicked government, and they are against workers. Indeed, they want to decimate the trade union movement. Nobody said anything. But today everybody can get in front of a phone and make a TikTok or some social media video asking, what Roget saying? But hear what Roget saying today. The first thing Roget saying today, we must never, ever, ever, ever take on our tongues and put back up here in the government. And I make no apology for that. Because if it's one person in this country, know how wicked, spiteful, and vindictive that people are, it's the Antis Workers Trade Union and its presidential. But unlike some of us, we were not prepared to take it one moment longer. So you know what? Whether you like me or not, whether you hate me or not, that's not my business. I don't want nobody to like me. I have family and friends to do that. I don't want to be you family to do that. I don't want to like me. I am saying that we took action and we put them in the doghouse where they belong. But there is an obsession to get their friends to try to provoke you to say what they want you to say, so that they could light a fire and put you in a bacchanal. And I want to say today we have been making representations on behalf of all of the workers. Whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, we have been doing that. And there are many ways to achieve victory. Sometimes it's open battle in the battlefield, sometimes it's in war room, sometimes it's at the workplace, sometimes it's at the discussion table, at negotiation. And sometimes, actually, not too long ago, it is forming alliances and agreement in a coalition of interests to get rid of the backside. So we understand this struggle, and we are not trying to come lately. So all of them who want to, not saying what you want to say, we will say what we want to say. And today I want to begin to recognize some of the progress that we have made. I have said, and I must maintain, that we come from a place to seek the workers' interests, working class interests. There are many ways to do that. And therefore, join me now, today, in registering our support and congratulations for our comrades in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. Our comrades like never before, our comrades was sent on a mission to deliver for workers. And here's what the delivery have already recorded. But before we do it, let us recognize the MP for Point Fortin, and the Minister of Energy, and the Minister of Peace. Has always been and still one of us. And despite what they say, let us recognize our other comrade, Governor Clyde Elder. Let us also recognize our dear brother and comrade, who holds the position of the Minister of Labour in the government of Trinidad and Tobago, this coalition of local government. Let us recognize Roy Baptiste. Let us recognize comrades all over who are now sitting on boards of state enterprises representing the interests of workers. Let's recognize. We did not have that. We did not have. Let me just. You see, you have to know where you come from, and you have to understand why you're friends, why you're enemies. That's right. If you're them, they are enemies of the workers' interests, your interest. Here's what we start again. And I want to make some announcements here today. We have seen promises and commitment made to workers, to members of the PSA, the Public Services Association, and also NUGE, National Union of Government and Federated Unions. We are seeing those comrades already having refused to accept the unfair and unjust 4% for 2 collective agreement periods. Those comrades have already been refused. And clap for them, so that they will clap for you when your time comes. Yeah? And how did that happen? It did not happen by guess. So NUGE, PSA, we have the journey still a long way to go. We have made some progress on some things, big progress on little things, and little progress on big things. But we have made progress on the same. And once you continue to go in the right direction, at the end of the day, everybody will benefit. So while we congratulate our government, let's congratulate our government street and the government in you. Let's congratulate them. Sticking to your gun and getting the reward. Let's congratulate the government from the Public Services Association. Yes, Sister Alicia Thomas. The journey is long. We still have a number of outstanding negotiations. What we would have done is, in preparation for positioning and making sure that all our T's are crossed and I's are dotted, in our proposal to go before, whether it has to go before the CPO, whether it has to go before some statutory body or the management of various state enterprises, we have at the level of leadership in JTUM, we have decided that we will request in preparation for these negotiations conclusion a meeting with the Honorable Minister of Labour. I am informed this morning that such a meeting has been confirmed for the 13th of May. At that meeting, the following unions will be presenting once again their proposals and having discussions as to how we go forward to ensure that all of those negotiations are closed. And so those of us who would have refused to accept that unfair and unjust 4%, the following are those unions. The Office Workers Trade Union, yes. The TNTech workers, the Power Gen workers, yes. The MP workers, the University of the West Indies workers, yes. The University of Trinidad and Tobago workers, yes. The workers of the National Trading Agency, YTEP workers, National Quarry workers, and those are just from the Office Workers Trade Union. And those are the and the NP, I mentioned the NP workers, and those will form part of the discussions in our preparation to move these negotiations along. And the other unions, the Trinidad and Tobago Postal Service workers, the TT Post workers, the Transport and Industrial Workers Union, with the PTSC workers and the MTS workers, they also stood up against the unjust and unfair, ridiculous, spiteful, vindictive 4%. They are still behind by two collective agreements. They still with us. There are some of us, in spite of what they say and how they say it now, there are some of us who believe they are slaves. Today and tomorrow, we'll always believe that we got to stick together and stand up in the face of injustice. And that is what we did. And those comrades, those unions that we mentioned, those workers, has to be part of the settlement going forward. So we look forward to getting those discussions going, and the comments will be mandated right after to report to all of the respective workers as to the progress and so on. I can today, Congress, give you a timeline, but I can assure you that every single outstanding negotiation would be settled in the issue. We have seen last week where the passage of a very important piece of legislation, the Retrenchment and Severance Benefit Act Amendment Bill. And that bill covers. There were two independent senators who voted against it. And you know why? They were lobbied by another interest. They are not about your interest. As was said this morning, the only people who seek your interest is the trade union who represents you. And so, the casual workers, so many hundreds, and one might argue thousands of casual workers who are just discarded when redundancy is applied, when winding up of a company is applied. Today, those workers are also covered by the act that guarantees them benefit if such a company chooses to close up. The question of priority. You know, I mentioned earlier that for years on, companies would have closed up. They pay it's called the liquidator. Remember that? TCL government, the liquidator. And the liquidators start to prioritize the bank. They start to prioritize the government taxes. They start to prioritize all of the creditors, all of the shareholders, but all of the people who made profit for the company for all of the years, they are not anywhere on the list. They are not prioritized. They are not even seen. And so this law will change that. Workers are now at the top of the priority before everybody. Because if you are not found any profit at all, it is on the backs and shoulders of those very said workers, and therefore those workers are at the top of the list. And so to do that, it will require amendment to 3 other pieces of legislation: Bankruptcy and Insolvency, the Central Bank Act, the Companies Act. And so don't believe for one moment, do not believe for one moment that these people are happy. They are still fighting against it. You get great pushback. But if it is comrades, our comrades are fighting for us in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. We have to stand strong with them to give them this support. I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago today, I want to tell the wicked PNM in the Parliament, those people who are crying crocodiles, you know, TM, what trade is anybody else talking? They're talking about workers' rights. Where were they when they shut down Petrotrim? Where were they when all the Petrotrim workers who today don't have a medical plan? While their leader enjoyed the best medical plan outside of the country. Where were they when the workers were working hard to provide for Trinidad and Tobago? And anybody who said where he was, there are PNM, and there was when the PNM tried to attack we, trying to fix Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah? Where were they? Today they are crying crocodile tears. And comrades, there's a fellow by the name of, I call him Stuart Young. He has an obsession with ensuring that refinery does not start. He has an obsession by doing anything in his power to make sure that does not happen. Because when it happens, workers will be able to get more jobs. Workers will return to good terms and conditions. The country will benefit. But the strategy is to make sure that does not happen so that they can get back in power. And that he could somehow realize some nightmare for the country by once again becoming prime minister. That must never, ever happen again. That must never, never, ever happen again. But I want to tell you, comrades, that stand firm. Stand strong. We are this close. We are this close. That we can go back on that refinery. And no Stuart don't want to be political leader of the PNM. None of them who cry crocodile tears, none of them will stop us from the workers receiving the justice that they deserve. Because when that happens, it is not just the former Petroleum workers who benefit, it is all Trinidad people that is going to benefit. And that is our mission. So they could cry blood. We have a mission, and we will complete that mission in the interest of the workers. And as I said, sometimes not because you're not hearing us saying something publicly, it does not mean that we are not representing the right. We are. But we have to be strategic, because all they want to do is to take what we say and make a bacchanal because programs and fears and country. We are not about that. We are very focused. Our eyes remain on the prize. And the prize is, first of all, step one. Many steps in. Step one, get to that ATM. We achieve that. Yes? Clap for that. Step two, we are putting laws in place to protect workers. Step three, we are going to conclude all of the negotiations, all of those negotiations. And step four, yeah? And of course, not of course, and of course, we're going to make sure that refinery I am not afraid, not ashamed. Continue to have strong resolve and strong conviction in the ability of my comrades in the parliament and in the government. And today we stand with those comrades close. All of us who stand with Comrade Giza and Comrade Elder, let us show him power. Let power for Comrade Leroy Baptiste. Let power for the coalition of elections. And so I want to thank you, comrades, once again for standing with us. You know what? You want it? You want it? There you go. Let me recognize the comrades. We have to stay focused. Our negotiation is going to be resolved at the point that all right. All right, so let's recognize ourselves and give ourselves a round of applause for a successful meeting. Let me thank the police. Let me thank the police for being very cooperative with us today. Granting us permission. We are in an SOE. We are in an SOE. Yeah? And that the police guaranteed us right of warfare and march and shot and protection while we march. Let us all congratulate and thank the police for the support we got to do. And of course, the Commissioner who granted us the authority to be on the streets. Let us all thank the media workers. The media workers who worked tirelessly with us here. Let's thank the media workers here. And let us vow to defend them, to represent them, to protect them when they do all this hard work and the editors try to cut their story and the 1% advance their interests over our interests and the 1% attack them. Let us vow to defend them. So let's recognize NUGFW with us today. See many wonderful workers. Trinidad and Tobago, Unified Teachers Association. And the president, first payday batch, first of many to come, tutor in the house, let's recognize them. Transport and Industrial Workers Union. Services Association. Trinidad and Tobago Postal Workers Union. Let's recognize Aviation and Communication and Workers Union. Let us recognize the political leader, former General Secretary, former trade unionist, a long list on his resume. Let us recognize our comrade David Abdullah. Industrial General and Sanitation Workers Union. Let's recognize that comrade. Contractor and General Workers Union in the house. Let us recognize them. And then another union who had mobilized fully and marched with us, Banking Insurance and General Workers Union. And of course, all of the retirees. Those comrades stood with us and continue to stand with us. And of course, as we join hands with workers across the world, recognizing this very important thing, recognizing its significance, and vowing to build on it, protect it, advance it, we understand in union that I did not mention. You have the march today. The oil fields workers trade. What have you doing now? Comrades, thank you very much. We have had a good day, good weather, good police guidance and protection, good participation. Never mind who didn't come. It was important for you to be here. And once you are here, we will have a successful march every year. Let us all go in peace. Let us all try to continue the struggle as all of us go forward ever, backward never, forward ever.